Hello and welcome to Redshirt Cinema Club, a podcast about fandom and watching movies with friends. We've done it! We've watched all the Christopher Nolan films apart from The Following, and now we're going full white guy podcast by ranking them all. Will you agree with us? We don't even agree with ourselves. Before we get to that, however, it's time to read out your excellent opinions in our end of season mailbag special. Enjoy. Hello and welcome to Redshirt Cinema Club. I am your host, Rob Pearson. We are joined by David Jackson.
Hello.
And Nathan Dighton.
Hello.
It's time for the mailbag.
We should have all said "bwag" at the same time. Would have been more effective.
It's fine.
You don't want to say it?
Let's say mailbag, and then in the same, like Je ne sais rien, we will slow it down massively, and I'll layer it several times over this.
Oh, I can't be bothered with any of that. I thought it would just be all fun if we all went "bwag" at the same time.
I'm not your performing
Let's
monkey.
do that.
Oh, apparently I am.
Yeah.
Welcome to the mailbag.
We didn't even try and harmonise.
No.
But
I'll go high. Let's do it one more time.
I'll go low.
Okay, I'll go in the middle.
Welcome to mailbag. That was
quite good, I think.
terrible. Well,
Differing opinions.
Get on to the mail. Later on in this episode, we will have our definitive rankings of all 12 of the Christopher Nolan films that we have watched over this last series.
Mine includes all 13.
I knew you'd put it in.
I just didn't think about it.
What's the point?
Because I just made a list of all of his films and then I ranked them.
God.
The one that Nathan's talking about that we haven't seen is The Following, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Following.
Which isn't a real film.
Well, I'll put it in my ranking too.
All right, good.
I didn't like it very much.
Let's get on with the mail. Thank you so much, everybody. We can't read out everyone's emails. It would take too long. So I've hand-selected some of my favourites, all the ones that are really nice to me.
All the ones that say Rob first.
Yeah.
Hi, Rob.
Is this also the first mailbag episode we've done since someone sent us a real mailbag?
That's true. Yeah, Rob hasn't seen
I
it.
showed Rob. He's looking
Oh.
confused. It's on the desk. It's in the middle of all of our desks.
Why didn't we bring it in
In
here?
the office. I know
Yeah.
it's about 5 meters away from us right now.
That was a fun
Well, we should
thing
take
to
a
receive.
photo of that
Yeah, it was very funny.
and put it up
Yeah.
on Patreon along with this episode.
And we can put your phone in it.
Yeah.
And then it really is the mailbag.
It is. Okay, so Danny Rowland, I love this email, emails us and says, "Dear geezers," what a wonderful... I can't do that voice throughout the entire email. What a wonderful, tortured, middle-aged white man fest these past 2 months have been. And that's just the pod. I was on the phone to my brother Mike last night, having a debrief on our podcast listens and watches of the week, and told him I had almost finished the Oppenheimer episode. He hadn't listened to the podcast yet, but he said, let me guess, Rob said it was shit and Nathan loved it. Nailed it. I'm not sure that was exactly what we said.
You did say it was shit.
Did I?
You did. You said you hated it.
I said I hated it. I said it was a good film, but I hate
see.
it.
Right, fair. Different.
I loved your review of The Odyssey. Going to the cinema to see it felt like such an event, and I'm so glad Nolan delivered on this one, in my opinion. The Odyssey also felt a bit special to me because I've just created a local cinema club, and this was our first screening. It's a bit like book club. After watching the film, we all meet up at the pub and chat about it. The cinema club has been inspired by the pod. I've been looking for a cinema club for years, but never found one in my local area, so a couple of months ago I just thought, why don't I be brave and start one myself?
That's so cool.
Only a few people came to the first meetup, but it was brilliant to find fellow film nerds who are also looking to be part of a community. Our second screening and meetup is next week. Thanks for inspiring me to be a big, brave girl. I may be 35, but better late than never. Also, my brother and I were speculating on what the next film series will be and spitballing ideas for future series. Some suggestions. Best hateful villain. Not a character villain like Darth Vader, but brilliant performances by actors who made you despise them, like Sam Rockwell in The Green Mile or Gary Oldman in Leon. Or badass women. It's been a bit of a sausage fest with Nolan, so thought it would be fun to look at some female-led films.
It
like
has been a sausage.
Charlie's Angels, $1 Million Baby, Run Lola Run, Kill Bill, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Barbie, etc. Thanks for all the red shirt joy, Danny.
That's a great email.
Great email. I love that. An actual cinema club has been born.
We've helped someone to do something good
Yeah.
in a very small way from us.
I like that.
All credit to
It's
Danny.
real. it's a real thing, that, isn't it? And now real people having real discussions.
We should
about
think
films.
about.
I don't like it.
Dave doesn't like it.
No.
Oh,
It's our thing.
right.
Invite
invented
people to
cinema
listen
clubs.
parties of
Yeah,
Redshirt
right,
Cinema
right.
Club.
He's taking the
that's
focus
what
off
it is.
us. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Mm.
Get them signed up to Patreon, all those people. That's what we've got to
I
do.
actually agree.
No, I think
No,
it's great. I'm so pleased because it's. I mean, that is why we wanted to start this podcast, was to watch films and chat about them, as it says at the start of the podcast, I believe.
It does.
And
Probably
it's
needs updating.
it's a great thing to do, and it's so nice to think that a few extra people are going to the cinema maybe than would have otherwise. It's
Hey,
such
our
a fun thing
podcast
to do.
is 2 years old now.
That's crazy.
It's unbelievable.
My
I
God.
know, that's just gone. This is the new thing that we were trying out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Here we are 2 years later.
I still feel like it's in its early stages.
Yeah. In some ways, I feel like it's regressing.
Yeah.
I've decided I would like to do more real things.
Yeah.
In my life.
But not going to the cinema.
No, I would. I will look for things to see at the cinema. I'd quite like to go to the little theatre in Bath. It seems like a nice cinema.
Yeah.
I want to go to a nice cinema. I don't
my
want to go
fave.
to the Everyman with all of the pizzas.
No. I mean, every cinema experience is subject to the people that you
Exactly.
encounter, but
Yeah.
different crowds go to different places. In the little theatre is really nice. You should try it. Maybe you'll like it.
I like the Odeon.
You fucking idiot.
Nothing wrong with the
It's
Odeon.
usually a lot of space in there. It's nice temperature, good screen. I like it. So there.
Dave likes going to Starbucks.
I like looking into the screen. You like looking up at the screen. That's a slight difference.
I don't
in
mind.
the,
With the big
in
screen, I don't mind
the
sitting.
little, you kind of have to look up at it.
You do a bit
wherever you sit.
Yeah, that's true. Upstairs or downstairs. The Odeon for me is I've never been a member, which probably does make a difference. But only because the cost of a one-off screening
It's extortionate. I agree.
for what you're getting, which is not a lovely environment really.
No, not for that money. No way. But they don't want you to buy one ticket. They want you to buy the
It's priced
subscription.
accordingly. Yeah, no, that's fair.
I think there's just I'd like to see some more nice cinemas. If someone opened a cinema and it was like really not overbearingly strict, but it had rules and you had to abide by the rules, otherwise you're not allowed to come.
What kind of rules would you impose?
the
Silence.
shutting up? Yeah, you sit down, you shut up.
Yeah.
No snacks in packets, like a cardboard bucket of popcorn, and maybe
I've been thinking about getting
a glass of beer or Coke, whatever we want to take in.
A glass.
Yeah.
maybe
Oh,
So you
so
don't
that's
you
the
don't hear
niceness.
you don't hear the straw. You
Right.
don't hear the
or the ice moving around.
yeah.
My biggest thing is people who eat popcorn with their mouth open. It drives me absolutely fucking crazy.
Yeah.
But the volume difference is like they're amplifying it with their stupid open mouths, and it just travels across the cinema.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drives me.
I think that
insane.
your ideal cinema will run up against business concerns. Open glasses of beer being spilt. Someone puts it on the floor, kicks it. Oh, beer all over the
Yeah,
floor.
but the people who would
stinks.
come to this kind of cinema wouldn't be the kind of careless people who would do that.
Okay.
You'd have like little, cup holders, like all cinema seats do, that you
Yeah.
put your glass in. It's like, like when you start a crowdfunded thing on Patreon to
Yeah.
not have to adhere to the commercial algorithms of YouTube, and you fund it by
Selecting
attracting a select audience who want to pay for that experience.
Can I say that the little theatre has cup holders and bottles of beer
Bottles of beer.
and cider
Can you take a bottle of beer into the
from
screen?
a fridge? Yeah, you can just bring it right in. So I went to see Amelie yesterday.
Oh, at the little theatre.
Yeah,
I love Amelie.
it tore me to pieces.
Is it still on?
I don't think so. I'm sorry, it was just a one-off screening. It was, but I went with my wife, so
I've not seen that film for years. I used to absolutely love it.
I wasn't sure. I hadn't seen it. I enjoyed it a lot, but I was only 20 when it came out, so I wasn't sure what I'd think about it. And I thought different things, but basically still loved it. And by the end, I was like, fragile.
It's Genet, right? The alien resurrection guy.
Yeah. And I've seen obviously Resurrection, and I think even then I talked about I'd just seen City of Lost Children, and then this was his film after
And
Resurrection.
I love Audrey Tattoo in that.
The thing is that when she was like 2 or 3 years older than me in real life, so when I first watched it, it's like, someone who is in their 20s, a few years older now feels more but she's incredibly pretty, but obviously
never
but
seen
also
it.
20
You never seen Amelie?
No.
Oh,
Maybe it can be part of our
women's series.
Women's series.
Well, I was thinking that we should.
We're not going to do a token women. We're going to find a better way of doing it than that.
We could do female directors.
Like they're a genre. We should just choose one female director like Nolan and do all their films, or star, but not just do like. And here's one for the women, like Ladies' Night on the fucking Redshirt Cinema. Come on,
They just get
Come
one.
on.
They just get one day of the year, don't they?
It's a genre,
on
isn't it?
World
Women?
Women's Day.
On
we'll do-
International Women's Day, we could do a film with a woman in it.
fuck off.
Yeah.
One where no woman gets killed. I wonder how many, someone out there could do the maths
Right.
for us. Out of all the films we've watched on Redshirt Cinema Club, how many where not a single woman gets killed? That was probably quite a
interesting.
small number.
What
No, I think
director
there's
would
quite
you choose?
lots of men getting killed. The Nolan series has boosted that, but before, because women weren't in the movies, so lots of guys getting killed.
Anyway,
Jane Campion.
yes.
That'd be quite a good series.
Or oh no, I can't remember her name. But I can't
Catherine
remember
Bigelow.
the film. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, right. I can't remember the name or the film. You're the problem, man. You're the problem.
I have this problem with all sorts of people and things.
I don't know how I managed to remember it because I haven't seen the Hurt Locker, which is
That's the film I was trying to remember.
for some reason I knew that's what you were thinking of.
Catherine Bigelow.
Yeah, I said that. We did that.
Oh.
Yeah,
Have you just
behind the
asked
times.
ChatGPT?
No,
Yeah.
I know that.
Oh yes, Catherine Bigelow. Yes, 3-time Academy Award nominee, a 1-time winner. Yeah, Catherine. Love her stuff. Anyway, we've talked about one email so far.
All right.
How many have you got?
God, like 6.
Right.
I was also going to say the Watershed in Bristol, even the Showcase in Bristol.
A film I made was shown at the Watershed once.
Nice. But I just think that there are places.
Who gives a fuck?
You can go to the bar at the Watershed and buy a pint and then bring that into the cinema. I just feel like these places exist.
This is like the conversation at the beginning of Pulp Fiction.
Right.
In a movie theater in Amsterdam, you can go in with a glass of beer.
It's true.
A glass of beer.
You can do that.
In a movie theater in Amsterdam.
These options exist for you already. Just don't go to the Odeon. Anyway, sorry. Come on. Let's go.
James Toney asks, the question is at the end of the email. Just found your excellent podcast and have listened to all your Alien Earth episodes. Really great listen.
What a place to start. Interesting.
He's the listener for those episodes.
I'm halfway through listening to your Tenet episode, and I can't believe nobody has mentioned the Red Dwarf episode from season 3, Backwards.
I saw this as a
which
comment.
covered the concept of travelling backwards through time and had the amazing gag with Cat at the end of it. Keep up the great work, Jimmy. I don't remember this episode.
Do you remember I was going to say, do you remember the joke at the end? Should we get Rob to guess what the joke is at the end? It's a brilliant joke. They're existing in a universe which is going backwards.
Yeah.
They're about to get back on to, not Red Dwarf, what's the little Moonbug?
The bug, yeah.
Is it called Moonbug? Yeah, just the bug. And Cat goes into the bushes to go to the toilet and does a poo backwards. There we go. That's the end of the...
He does a poo backwards.
Wow.
What you see is him just standing up with a face that's like... I can't do the
The
face.
poo goes into him.
It's like the bullet scene. It's very, very similar to the bullet scene in Tenet.
So what you're saying
where he
is
drops the bullet.
Nolan has ripped off this episode of Red Dwarf.
I guess I was talking about Red Dwarf before because of how many of the plots are actually quite solid science fiction ideas that you might encounter in kind of a one-off Star Trek episode or something.
Yeah.
And Backwards is one. I think they go through some kind of space anomaly and they
Yeah.
end up on a version of Earth, which is the place they're trying to get back to, but where time is moving backwards. And I'm not sure they figure
It's
out
not just
why.
time though. Maybe this is just a funny joke. I can't remember if it's a joke or a silly mistake really. But the signs are backwards as well. I remember they're going to
Yes.
Nod
Nod
Knoll.
Knoll. Yeah.
And they're going to a pub and someone vomits a pint, rather than drinking it. It's like what?
Just goes into the glass.
Great
It was
episode.
great. It was, and someone did point this out on the Patreon. And my from the thing I remembered instantly from the episode, which I wrote in a reply, is the word Dropasovsky. Do you remember that?
No.
It's because they think that for a moment,
Right.
Lister thinks that everyone might be Russian,
Okay.
so they're asking for a lift to Nod Knoll,
Yeah.
and he says Dropasovsky. Very stupid.
Okay.
What's the question? Oh, that was
Was,
it.
do you remember that episode?
I do. I
That was
really
the
like
question.
it. Yeah.
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 I don't remember it. I'm sad. I'll have to go and...
3. I think.
Where can you watch Red Dwarf now?
Good question.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
I will look that up.
Whilst
while
I
you
read the next email.
I would definitely watch just all of the bug. I love the series on the bugs. The bug.
There's a next email I'm going to read out is from Paul Sue, who has a big question at the end of this email. I'll read the email first. Hello, lads. It's been a pleasure listening to you guys go through my favourite director's filmography, especially seeing Rob try to fight his contrarian self and give some praise to his films. I think that's unfair. The thing I find most fascinating about Nolan's movies is that there's rarely a consensus on what his greatest films are, which I think speaks to how his work appeals to a broad spectrum of tastes. For example, I am a proud member of a very silent minority that finds The Dark Knight Rises to be Nolan's best work.
Oh, goodness.
Crazy opinion that is.
Stepped out of the shadows on that one.
Absolutely wild.
Whenever Nolan emerges from hiding every 3 years with a new film, I find the discourse about him as a person and director is quite cyclical. Some people rave about how he's an incredible director, while others find him insufferable and overrated. My theory on people's hatred for Nolan's films, apart from actual valid criticisms, is that they wish another director working today is given the blank checkbook status that Nolan has. Like it or not, Nolan is one of the few directors whose name alone attracts moviegoers, and he has a seemingly unlimited budget from studios and a legion of actors who would love to work with him. My question is this: which director would you pick to have the same level of carte blanche as Nolan?
George Lucas. No, that's a joke. The carte blanche was terrible for George Lucas, and I wish it hadn't happened.
This is the thing. This is my answer, and it's that I'm not sure unlimited budgets are a good thing. I think art within boundaries is what produces the good stuff.
I agree.
We've always found boundaries to be the sort of home of invention or something.
You're forced to make decisions. You're forced to, and often that's when accidentally the best stuff comes out. I can't think of any.
And it's one of the reasons
right now.
I think we've sort of largely disliked CG in movies, because it removes a lot of boundaries for things, and so everything becomes quite dull and
doable.
And because it's so doable, nothing excites me.
I saw a clip of, I don't know if it was the Rewatchables, but they were just talking about the last 15 or so years of cinema. Not every film is like this, of course, but that kind of superhero sheen where you can just get certain scenes have been shot on a screen, and the lighting is just very overall, and you can tell that probably there's a couple of people in the scene who were shot in a different city and then composited in, and just the unreality that you get from all of that. I guess my answer to that would be, I kind of feel like there's a problem in the premise itself in terms of like Nolan having this carte blanche, because I think that he's incredibly sought after. That's true. But then I think that happens. It's like a virtuous circle. Like, we've got this list, and when I was just saying to Dave earlier on, we're an anti-AI podcast, but I asked Google Gemini to give me a list and export it as a spreadsheet of Nolan's movies so I could rank them easily. And then it said, do you want the box office numbers? And I was like, sure. And his box office numbers are absolutely incredible all the way through his career. You think about Tenet, which got released the same year as Lockdown, made 350 million worldwide, which obviously isn't a patch on what he's making with Oppenheimer or The Odyssey. But those Batman movies, the second two, propped up into a billion. Inception's just under a billion, and like that's 16 years ago, so that's, the numbers there would be huge. He's made shitloads of money every time he's made a film, so it's about like obviously the trust that engenders and the momentum with the public, because people become aware that these films are going to be events. And I think, I don't know, I guess that question probably, I don't think he's given carte blanche. I think he comes with this track record of being on budget, on time, and making shitloads of money, which is obviously to do with his professionalism, the team around him, his producer, and wife, is it Emma Thomas?
Yeah.
Emma, and the crew that they've assembled over the years. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure that it's the same as just having all the money in the world, is it? It's like he's got this rigorous working process, and it's really working, and his films are really good. So who would I choose? In a way, it's like, who would I choose to be doing that? It doesn't really make as much sense. Although I agree with what you were saying, Rob, especially in the streaming era, when I think that probably we're evolving an understanding of, it's not just because the people who went to places like Netflix and Apple, like the Scorsese or whoever, to make those projects where the streamers were just giving them what looked like carte blanche, certainly shitloads of money, and those films have often turned out to be really long or disappointing in some ways, or slightly undramatic, like The Irishman or something like that. But maybe we're evolving an understanding where really that's because of the way those films are produced for streamers, is what they're looking for is something different to what, like a distributor from a studio is looking at how many screenings you can get in per day and what the big marketing hooks in it and the pressures on it are different. I'm not sure that it's just, hey, have all the money in the world and don't worry about it. We're sort of learning loads about like Netflix being open to or expressing a desire that producers make sure that second screen users are still following whatever's on screen. Those kinds of things. All of which is to say, I wouldn't choose anybody. I think Nolan's a great fucking choice. I just feel like he's just a phenomenon. Like by him, it's a shorthand for his working unit. They're just really fucking good.
Because you can't really separate the question from the realities of that little, it's like a star, isn't it? The explosion and the expansion of the star versus the gravity that's pulling it in, like creativity versus capitalism. I think, here's my hot take, that capitalism, in moderation, is good. God. You can't just give an artist complete free. They take fucking forever. Look what's happened to George R.R. Martin. He's got so much money. Yeah. He doesn't have to finish the book if he doesn't want to. Like, there should be some pressure on him. Someone should be giving him a fucking bollocking. Absolute bollocking. What the fuck's he doing? 15 years.
I don't know. I'm sorry, man.
It's taken him.
He's having a great time. That's what he said.
I'm a completely different person now than I was when I was a fan of those books.
Yeah.
What a waste of my life that was.
I guess there are people I have wished at various times that a project had just happened.
Yeah.
But there's so few. I can't think of a filmmaker who has only made things I enjoy and has never, got something wrong and made me think. Like so many of Fincher's things get cancelled. There's like individual projects. I really wish that Fincher or one of the other directors who've been circling it had made Rendezvous with Rama. That would be great.
Yeah, wasn't there a TV series announced for Rendezvous with Rama? I'm so desperate for someone to do something with it. It's such a cool.
The answer,
story.
By the way, to Red Dwarf is it's on iPlayer.
iPlayer.
That's great.
BBC,
all of it. Fantastic.
72 episodes.
Well, they did make it, right? It was BBC.
It was BBC.
Good old BBC.
And then it was Dave after
not
season 8, was it? But not this Dave.
No. Dave, I had nothing to do with it.
The television Dave.
Yeah. Just to be clear.
Computer games Dave.
I like deadlines and I like budgets.
Yeah.
And I like.
Imagine if we'd given you as much time and money as you wanted to make every Friday feature.
Yeah, exactly. You'd never finish one.
Yeah.
You wouldn't finish one, would you? You'd be like, I have to make this the best thing ever.
You just got to get them out.
Exactly.
I often talk about this listening to the Seth Meyers and Lonely Island podcast, and one of the things that comes up a lot there is basically like the early period of that podcast is like a deep dive into weeks by weeks of SNL, and it's the discipline of getting something out every week, and loads of it isn't very good, but some of it's really good, and you've always got a new set of things every week. I think there's something in that. Obviously, not
and you're always learning something, that will help you improve the next time.
Amazing, like a pressure cooker, a creative pressure cooker.
Yeah,
great stuff comes out.
Exactly.
I'd like to see Nolan make something
Hooray.
in a week.
Good crunch culture. Yeah, deadlines.
Exactly.
Yeah, budgets. Yeah, it's true though.
Yeah,
you can't just.
It's true.
You can't just, cruise along with unlimited time, just taking all the time.
Who are you calling out? Games developers.
Just, I don't know. There's got to be push and pull between it. You can't go too far one way. You can't go too far the other.
Show me the masterpiece that was made with no stress whatsoever.
Exactly.
I feel like
exactly.
Maybe there are loads.
Maybe.
My phone's gone dead because we were talking so long on that one. Next email. This is Sam Stenning. I don't know whether Sam Stenning is a man or a woman. Maybe we can have a guess through this email.
Is it important to categorise?
I don't know, but I just find it interesting.
You want to know which voice to read the message out with?
Sam Stenning has emailed in defence of Tenet. Hi lads, hope you're all well. In defence of Tenet, now, There is a lot of stuff I agree with you guys about. It is too confusing, the dialogue is too quiet, and the more human and heartfelt plot points get quite lost in the very complicated time stuff. However, it is still one of my favourite films ever. I disagree that the information to understand the science of it is not present in the film. Obviously, it's too complex to understand in a 2.5-hour film, but I kind of love that about it. When I first watched the film, I couldn't get it out of my head after I finished. I was fascinated by the idea of reversing the entropy of objects rather than just the whole world being reversed, and really dived into trying to understand it. I can now say that I do actually understand everything that happens in the film.
Oh, well done.
And it is really fucking cool when you can watch it and get what's happening.
Wow.
But of course, I understand you shouldn't have to watch a film 4 times just to understand what's going on. Also, I love Neil's speech at the end before he runs off to get shot. Lol. Thanks for the great series, boys. Can't wait for the next one. I think Sam Stenning is a man.
There's a real big trust me bro energy to I actually understand everything that's going on in this film.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
There was a little bit of mediation in the way that Rob read it out, though. You know, he was...
That's true.
Mediation.
Yeah. It's you put it...
There was a
You've
performance.
slightly... Yeah. You know, it wasn't a flat read. You've applied some emotion and a certain timbre to...
I'm glad that you enjoy Tenet, Sam Stenning.
Same. I've got.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
do you know some films you dislike in a way where you're like, fuck everybody who likes this film, or you're just
Yeah.
like, nobody should like this film. And I don't feel like that about Tenet.
No.
I'm like, I enjoyed it much more this time. And
Yeah.
if someone wants to love it, I'm happy. for
I'm
them.
not prepared to put the effort required to love it.
No, that's
if I
fair
have to
enough.
watch it 4 times, I'm just not.
But I also I do agree that it stayed with me for a little while afterwards, you know, thinking about it, and I enjoy that has inspired some people to go and do some research. I don't know, or just think hard about like, what is
Go
entropy?
and
What would it be
read
like?
about
What does it
entropy.
mean? That's quite cool.
Talking about time and entropy, I made myself so angry thinking about this yesterday. Do you think it's... I've been asking so many people this. I feel like an 11-year-old. But is it weirder? You can think about this forward in time or backwards in time.
Okay.
Rob, you think about it backwards in time. Dave, you think about it forward in time. Is it weirder that there was a beginning to anything, Rob, or that time has existed and everything has existed forever backwards? And Dave, same question. Is it weirder to think that there could be an end to time, or that time will go on forever? Like, can everything just end, or will it just go on forever? Because
Yeah.
either one of them seems impossible.
Well, no, going on forever feels like possible to me, because why does it have
what's
to?
happening now.
That's what's
So,
happening.
I
Yeah.
guess it just keeps
Why
happening.
does it have to end? Like it ending, I can't. What would that? What would that mean? What would that be like? I couldn't.
But
my
what does it
understanding of-
going on forever look like? It just simply never ends?
Well, I think about
That's
this about
crazy.
death sometimes. About just it is crazy to me, because I'm not a believer in an afterlife. That
Yeah.
if you die, and then time, everything carries on forever,
See what I'm
forever
saying?
and ever and ever and ever. And there's no like. And for some reason, I think I sort of imagine myself watching it, going like, "When do I get to come back? Do I get to
No.
come back on?
You're
Can I have
over.
another go?" And it's
I'm
like,
going to
no.
run this a bit like Soccer Sunday. Rob, now I'm coming to you to talk about the past of time. What do you think, there was a beginning, or has it just been going on forever?
I've been told that there was a beginning, and I don't understand it,
I
because
believe
a beginning.
scientists consider both possible.
Because I can only think of time in the way presumably we all think about it, just as a big long linear line constantly moving forwards, which
Yeah.
suggests that the beginning was, a point that happened.
Yeah.
But what's nothingness? Does time exist in nothingness?
What does
How long
time-
does nothingness last for? If you're measuring the amount of nothingness that there was before the Big Bang, still surely that means
Again, if
there's
it's
time.
true, in my mind, true nothing means nothing can come from that. And like Lear said in King Lear, that's a Shakespeare thing.
Yeah,
Which
Sorry.
we won't know.
we don't know.
Sorry.
Is it to be or not to be? That's all we've got.
No, it's just King Lear asks
In its original Klingon.
for tributes. I don't know what this is in Klingon.
Have a go.
All of them seem ridiculous to me.
Mhm.
All scenarios.
Does time need to be perceived to exist?
And here we are, just in the middle of it, just
Yeah.
floating around like little.
Maybe we're
fucking
right at the end of it.
ants.
Maybe time stops in a minute.
Maybe.
You know, I don't imagine it's going to end like...
It's the kind of stuff that you just start running through the streets screaming.
I've got a friend who calls this the big things.
The big things.
And she doesn't like to think about the big things.
Because what are we going to... I think we've literally done this on the podcast, but I know that Woody Allen isn't chill anymore, but and I agree with that. But I previously watched all of his films and really enjoyed them, especially when I was younger. There's a bit in Annie Hall where there's a flashback to him talking to his mum, takes him to a doctor, and as a child, the version of Woody Allen says, well, we learned at school about the Big Bang and everything's expanding, and if everything's expanding, that means one day it'll break apart and that'll be the end of everything. And his mum says, what is that your business? And that is basically how I feel about the big things. What is that your business? And the doctor says, it's just up to us to have fun while we can. Huh?
Have a lolly.
He literally gives him a lolly.
Yeah.
So anyway,
well, it's true. Yeah.
Write in if you've got any strong opinions about. Someone did have some kind of scientific explanation for something in the mailbag, but it wasn't about this. I hadn't asked it yet.
It's not in this.
No.
I conceived of I've always wanted to sort of write a film or just think more about the idea of how one day all the stars will burn out, and there'll be the last star. That's the name of the movie, The Last Star.
Douglas Adams did some of this in the Restaurant at the End of the Universe. You should read
that.
Yeah, not the last star, but the idea is that they are on the precipice of the last moment in time, but also time travel exists. So the most exclusive restaurant in the universe is to travel forwards in time to the restaurant at the end of the universe and eat dinner and then go back in time where you were before.
Yeah, slightly different. He's got a slightly different approach to me. But I think, that's cool.
Some of his ideas are hit and miss. He did write for Doctor Who for a while, so it's quite a Doctor Who idea, isn't it?
There is an episode in the Peter Capaldi's first season, I think, episode 4, called Listen, where he travels to the end of the universe, and there's the question of, there's like some kind of unknowable thing that has been waiting to be known, and that the only way you can see it or sense it or something is to go right to the end of the universe when there is nothing else.
Well, that's the other thing, isn't it? Is that you could, if you can go faster than light, then you can go backwards in time. But I've always thought about you're not going back in time. You'll be able to perceive the light from that time again. Is it actually time travel?
Let's not pretend that we understand.
No, I'm not pretending. I'm just saying it's interesting, isn't it? Isn't science interesting?
Yeah.
People should make films about these interesting and write books about these interesting phenomena.
There was someone who literally said, "I understand quantum physics." I might have a little look.
Was it Sam Stenning?
Yeah, I understand quantum. Well, that was That was the whole comment.
Trust me.
Hi guys, I understand quantum physics.
Don't worry about it. Next question, I guess.
Next question. We're all going to be dead one day, all of us.
Yeah.
I know we all know that.
I'm sorry, Rob, as it brought it home to you.
All of us are going to be actually dead.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everyone.
And this moment now will be in the distant past. And we might even feel nostalgia for it, but right now it's just a moment.
It's important to us
happening, isn't it?
to tick off all the things that we've got to do before our board meeting next week.
Yeah.
All of those to-do points.
You'll be looking forward to a thing for a while. And you'll be like, it's in the future, it's in the future, it's in the future, it's in the future, in the future. And then it happens and it's gone.
Yes.
And then it's like, then you stretch away from it.
Yeah.
And that keeps happening over and over again.
Did I make the most of that?
I think that. Do you know, sometimes, so there's been a couple of, I went to a funeral on Tuesday. That's where I was thinking about time. But then I was also, I don't enjoy it. It's a Catholic service. It lasted for nearly 2 hours. It was really long. And I would say as well, I don't think any members of my extended family listen to this podcast. That the priest was fucking rubbish. He was really in the grand scheme of things, someone's trying to be convincing. There's so much. It's funny that we work with PlayStation, we work with Netflix, and so many people now talk about the attention economy as a whole. They don't talk about gaming and movies and whatever. Jesus is out there in the attention economy. He's and this guy was not going to bat for Jesus.
No.
He was terrible. He started giving the service about my granddad, and then he just he was he forgot, and he went, "Oh yeah, the toilets are out there," and put your phones away. And I was like, "Okay, that was weird." It's just the way they talk about, especially Catholics. So much of that stuff is basically, if you're not engaged with the doctrine most of the time, it's just make-believe. It's just magic.
Yeah.
It's just banging on about how Jesus is God and when God became a human and how he's three people. It's this is bullshit. You're going to have to give us a bit more context if you want me to come along with this. There's like 5 people in this room who know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And he gave everyone bread at the end. So
Yeah.
absolutely wild.
That wasn't bread, you know.
No. What was it?
That was the body of Christ.
No. The thing is as well, they literally, I mean, supposedly the belief is
It is
literally the body of
It is.
of
It
Christ.
goes through I can't remember what the process of that is called.
The Eucharist?
Yes. And
What are they doing?
And then it is the body of Christ.
Then it is the body of Christ.
It is.
Almost on a lark, my son was like, "Yeah, I'll go up," and like didn't
Right.
ask for just a blessing. He was like, "Yeah, I'll take it." And then he tried to put it in his pocket. You can't take the body
No,
of Christ
come on.
out of the church.
Show some respect.
You have to eat the body of Christ.
Yeah. That's what he
Religion
wants.
is completely fucking insane, isn't it?
In many ways, it certainly does seem that way to me. Yeah. From time to time.
Sorry, Rob. I feel like I've derailed this episode and made you sad.
I ate the body of Christ numerous times when I was at university.
I didn't realise it was Catholicism. Was your
It wasn't
your
Catholicism.
version? Well, you don't. That's
He's
who
breaking
eat-
in and just stealing them.
The other Protestants don't eat the body of
They
Christ.
really specifically reject that. I don't know what.
Yeah, I don't know what you
It's
would.
Holy Communion, right?
Yeah, that's a Catholic thing. Communion is a Catholic thing. Catholicism is a branch
Well, I
of,
did it. I
of
know.
Christianity. Oh, I know that. I know that. Why would you think I don't know that? When I was eating the body of Christ with just anything, was it like a baguette?
I'm sorry, Rob.
It was a Protestant church.
Well, they shouldn't have been doing that.
With picnics.
The wine they had was really good.
That was the blood of Christ.
Yeah.
That is, but again,
They shouldn't have been doing
They
that
shouldn't-
either.
they really shouldn't have
Gotta
been
be
doing that.
stopped.
Why? They could do what they want.
They
They were
can't.
doing it. They were, though. St. Michael's Church in Aberystwyth.
Oh my God,
If
he's
there's-
called them
If
out.
there's any Catholics listening, they're doing
They're doing
it.
your thing.
They're doing it. And they're
think-
definitely...
I think
It's
to
a Church
be-
of England church.
To be fair, the other Protestants would be more annoyed, I think.
There's going to be like a
Than the
Father
Catholic-
Ted
I
style.
also did it at my
down
church.
with this sort of thing.
My church in Taunton that I went to.
It is an Anglican church. What were they doing? Maybe they do it. Do Anglicans?
No. Well, maybe I don't know exactly what Anglican is. That a part of Protestant?
Eat the body of Christ.
This has been an interesting podcast about movies today, hasn't it?
Yes.
Well, it's a mailbag episode. Mailbag
We-
is supposed to prompt conversation.
I see.
We are wrong, Dave.
Wow.
Anglicans believe they receive the body and the blood of Christ during Holy Communion.
But what I don't know
But
what
they explain how it happens differently than Catholics. Rather than a physical change, they teach that Christ is truly present in a spiritual and heavenly way.
are Anglicans Protestants? Are they two different things, or is it like a? Does it sit beneath Protestant?
Anglican, I always assumed that they were Protestants. But then Protestant is a fairly broad term, just meaning any breakaway from the original,
I guess so. I
from
protest.
the OG church.
Yeah. Let's move on.
Yeah.
This is a fun email, this one. This is from Aaron, who says, Hi, Redshirt Cinema Club. Long-time listener, first-time writer, and proud Captain Tier Patreon supporter. Thank you, Aaron. You all landed around 8 out of 10 for The Odyssey, but I definitely resonated most with Dave's perspective.
Ooh.
The movie felt strangely rushed and emotionally bloodless to me. The feelings were usually described rather than felt, and the opening text, basically announcing apparently magic exists, genuinely made me laugh. Part of my disconnect is that my memory of Homer contains a truly astonishing amount of masculine weeping. Men cry, grieve, collapse, embrace, and publicly suffer with their entire bodies. Matt Damon also never really became Odysseus for me. He felt more like Matt Damon wearing ancient world distress, except during the siren sequence where he finally emoted and briefly felt like the character I had been waiting for. My imagined fix is simple. Choose one moment on Calypso's island, hold on Odysseus, and let him absolutely fall apart, full body, humiliating, Homerically, how do you even say that word? Homerically.
Numerically.
Masculine sobbing. By the end of the shot, it would be impossible to tell where his tears stop and the Mediterranean begins. That is the Odysseus I wanted. Someone so devastated by distance and homesickness that even paradise feels unbearable. For better and worse, Nolan turned Homer into a prestige popcorn movie. My favourite Nolan film is still Interstellar, which probably explains why I wanted the yearning to hear to hurt more. Thanks again for everything you do, AA Ron.
That's fair. It's been funny, hasn't it, how many people who have an existing sort of understanding or familiarity or love of the classics have had different opinions on the film. And as
more crying.
I think that's a very compelling email.
More crying.
I think that scene described that they've described is excellent. I can see it, and I like the idea that even paradise isn't enough compared
kind
to
of
being
in the film,
home.
though, isn't it? It's just not.
Yeah, just not though.
Although they conflate
It
the
is
idea
in
of
there.
the
It is
lotus.
in the
They never.
film,
The
but-
film doesn't really contend with the idea that, because he's kind of in the poem, I believe he's sort of there unwillingly with Calypso.
Yeah,
but he
yeah.
knows he's not eating the lotus flowers. So that's a different part of the
Oh,
journey
right.
entirely. So he knows he's fully cognizant of what's going on, and he can't leave because she's like semi-divine or divine or whatever.
Yeah,
But he also lives with Cersei for a year, and it's just banging.
It's slightly. It feels in the movie like a little bit like he's a prisoner. You know, like it's a bit because of the lotus flower thing.
This is it. I feel like the film is not confronting the fact that in the original he is a prisoner,
Right.
And he's being forced to have sex with her every day,
Yeah,
and he doesn't enjoy it, but he isn't drugged.
yeah,
I guess it's better when he's drugged. That's the lesson out here. The
and just more crying,
Bill Cosby's The
more
Odyssey.
crying. I like that email, not just because they said that they agreed with me, but I think it's a compelling. I'd like to see that version of
The
events.
tears, not knowing where the tears end and the Mediterranean begins. That's a lot of crying.
It is a lot of
It's
crying.
a bit like Alice in Wonderland, isn't it?
Yeah,
I saw a fun social media post that I enjoyed, which was like pictures of all of the bad places in the Odyssey. And it's like, which of the bad places would you choose? And it's like the Cyclops' lair, the Lastro, whatever they're called, the big giant lads,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Calypso's Island. Someone quote tweeted it. Oh, so my choices are 4 islands where everything wants to kill me, or having sex with Charlize Theron for 7 years.
yeah,
What do I choose?
And that was the worst bit. That's what AA Ron's saying. That's
Yeah.
the final proof that he just wanted to go home and play his PlayStation.
Well, it's a great opportunity, isn't it, to properly portray how Odysseus is feeling, and it isn't quite that in the film. It is a bit kind of like, it's like he's recuperating for ages, and he's eventually like, I'm ready to go home now.
Well, there is that through line of like his relationship with Penelope, which maybe to like modern sensibility harder to keep hold of that. Her purity is so important at home, but so it's fine if he's just hanging around on Cersei's island, turning people into pigs and having sex. It's not great, is it? I guess she stops turning people into pigs once they start having sex.
Why?
So. I don't know.
I don't think it's that. Once you've started turning people into pigs, I don't think it's
not
that easy to
give up.
stop.
He doesn't
Is
hang
it
around
easier?
long on Cersei's Island in the film, does he?
No, he's gone.
Just grabs the
He's
bird.
out of there.
Do you think it's easier to imagine turning people into pigs forever, or at some point stopping doing it?
Forever.
Is this another time question?
Yeah, but with pigs. Time Pigs. Time Pigs will be the name of my science fiction film. The
I
follow-up.
thought you were going to write Slightly Big Ants.
I was going to say the follow-up to Slightly Big Ants. Big
Time
Ants. No,
Pigs and Slightly Big Ants is an amazing
double. It's a
bill.
shared
Sounds like
world.
a Terry Gilliam movie.
Time Pigs.
Time Pigs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I could combine them. Slightly Big Ants. I keep saying Anks.
You're like
Yeah.
you're like Benedict Cumberbatch trying to say penguin. Anks.
I am.
Anks.
Or any of
Anks.
us trying to say John Carpenter.
John Carpenter.
John Carpenter.
We all did it quite well then.
Had to really try
I'd really
though.
I've got this thing it's like in the end of my
Good.
nose that I really have to activate when I say it. Cool. Those are all my thoughts about pigs.
Final email then, and this leads quite nicely on from the last one. This is from Elliot Margolays. Apologies if I've mispronounced your surname there, Elliot. Elliot says, "Greetings, Dave, Nath, and Rob. So ordered in honour of the fine work done by the good people over at the Department of Natural Resources." I don't understand that. Does anyone understand that?
Yeah, it's the initials of the Department of Natural Resources.
DNR. That's
Oh.
why they've ordered
And
it that
maybe
way.
the Department of Natural Resources has been in a film that we've watched.
Yeah, I didn't understand if it was a reference to a film.
Or a
we'd watched.
game.
I
It
just
feels like
forgot.
something, doesn't it? It feels like a made up thing.
Elliot says, "First off, let me just say how much I've enjoyed the Red Shirt's foray into Nolan's filmography. I know he's not for everyone, and many of his fans are prone to the kind of idol worship that would drive even the most quantumous of profits to smash stone tablets in disgust. But Nolan remains probably my favourite director, and the director whose films are most responsible for my getting into movies in general. It's been a lot of fun to listen along as you guys explore what's superb and silly about Nolan's body of work, and I'm both excited for and slightly dreading your ultimate rankings. Secondly, I wanted to write in with a few thoughts on what you might call unorthodox or atypical fandoms, specifically the fandom surrounding history. A significant portion of the Odyssey discourse has centred on history, and it's reminded me of the ways in which enthusiasts of any given subject are prone to the same kind of unbearable smugness, exclusionary rhetoric, and general priggishness which afflicts the fandoms of movies, video games, television, etc. Reading the comments and posts from those picking out inaccuracies in the equipment and dress of the characters in the new adaptation has reminded me of my time studying history in college, and the theatrical sighs, the exaggerated eye rolls, and the performative irritation my classmates unloaded on the ignorance of Hollywood and its audiences, an actual quote about Saving Private Ryan. Just as with people who accumulate encyclopedic knowledge of their favourite fictional properties and crouch on their expertise, like Smaug on his treasure hoard, using it as a platform from which to sneer down on normies, I often get the sense that people use their understanding of history as a stage wherein they display the superiority they derive from said understanding. Outrage over minute details about bronze versus iron armour is, in my opinion, usually more about loudly demonstrating to all within earshot that one knows about bronze versus iron armour, because one is breathtakingly clever and highly educated on such important and interesting subjects. Perhaps I'm being uncharitable in my analysis, but I've always felt that these displays are identical to those ostentatious presentations of knowledge performed by people explaining with hyperbolic exasperation the ways in which, for example, the Rings of Power gets Middle-earth lore wrong. I'm curious then if any of you three have experienced something similar in circles.
I was with him until I was like, no, but it fucking does.
I'm curious then if any of you three have experienced something similar in circles in which you run. Examples of people acting like pretentious, grandstanding fans, not of Star Wars or Batman, but of literary studies or football. Thanks very much for your time, Elliot.
Yes, Elliot. Do you know, it reminds me of the quote that we had on the pod a few weeks ago from Ebert about fans.
Yes.
It was very cutting, wasn't it?
Yes,
It really
it was
did
very
just-
cutting.
I think there is. It's when you know something and you know a lot about something. You like to let people know, don't you? It's hard to not.
There's an ego thing, but there's also, I think, just a sense that if you have learnt the difference between iron and bronze armour and when one might be used and the other, I guess there's a sense that you did that because it was important. And then if you see a film not engaging with that, perhaps there's a bit of you which is sad.
I do think there has to be like a level of, I guess, restraint or emotional maturity you have to attain when you know about something like historical, whatever it is you know about, and then you see a film adaptation that chooses for whatever reason to not display it as accurately as you know it should be doing. You know, the films are made for all sorts of different reasons, and history and art are not the same thing. Like, you know, I don't think it's a legitimate criticism of a film if they haven't got the right armor material. You know, there'll obviously be a reason for it, and of course, no adaptation. It's in the word. It's an adaptation. Of course, Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey is not going to be beat for beat exactly how it happens in the poem. Like,
I try and give both people. So, like Emily, what's her name? The classicist who smashed up the Odyssey. I think there was probably as having read bits of that criticism, like there was a sharpness to it which maybe didn't need to be there. It was just like letting loose and having fun or whatever. But try and kind of be generous in both directions in terms of, I think you're right, Rob, exactly what you're saying, that along with your expertise, I certainly credit people who were able to have a wider context or frame on why things might not have been done that way, or whether it's important to the people who were, what are people getting out of that episode of Star Trek or that film that you're talking about? And is it important for the things, I guess sometimes if it would have been very easy to have the correct version of whatever it is. I think that there's a specific battle in Braveheart where actually the Scottish managed to funnel the English across a bridge or a narrow walkway, and in the movie it's just a bunch of people running across a field. And there's a sense of like, that would have been quite interesting to do in the film, why didn't you do it? And there's a sense of just like laziness there, you know, like. But then other instances where there's obviously reasons why, you know, the idea of the pun of nobody not being in the scene with the Cyclops in the Odyssey, it's like a good reason. So I guess like be generous in both directions. Be generous. People are, of course, they're going to be invested in the things they've learned.
Yeah.
But then also try and understand why these people are making this thing, and does it make any difference ultimately, or does it detract from the main message? Or
I think as someone who's invested in silly things like Star Wars and will get annoyed about stupid fictional stuff, that I don't think that I'm doing it to display my knowledge of a thing, because I'm not very proud of my knowledge. I'm not like, God, I know so much about Star Wars, this is impressive to everyone. And so I guess I would defend that some people might actually just not be holding that position to show off their academic prowess, but actually just because they just care. And I guess everyone has hopes for movies, don't they, to be the thing you want it to be. I love Homer's poem. I really hope it's like this, and then it's not. And
This is the tragedy of fandom. You're liking a thing too much.
Yes.
Liking a thing so much that when it doesn't attain what you know it can, it can only lead to disappointment.
I have two things I wanted to say about it. One was just in terms of the just to draw back to the question, are there instances where you've experienced that? I would say, yeah, every time I've gone on a press trip, really, you get, especially like the older I get, and I was probably like this in my 20s as well, but it seems very important suddenly when you're put together with 5 or 6 other people who are also in the industry and been playing the same games to have like the best and most vital and loudest opinions about whatever you're talking about. And seeing that happen now is extremely tiresome, and you wonder what people are getting out of it. I guess quite a long time ago, obviously our job requires talking about, but on a one-on-one basis, I don't really want to tell people what I think about something unless I think it's good and I want them to enjoy it. But like having opinions about stuff loudly doesn't really appeal to me anymore. And so, yes, I have, and it's in that specific industry sphere. I
experienced it very recently at a whiskey tasting evening that I went to in Bath, which I very much enjoyed. I'm not like a whiskey expert. I just like drinking it. And we had lots of people who quite clearly have gone to many of these whiskey tasting evenings, know all about the brewing process and every stage of how you make whiskey.
Do you brew whiskey?
Distill.
Make.
I'm surprised I didn't kick you out.
Make whiskey.
Yeah.
I didn't say brew.
Good.
Where was this brewed?
Glasses just dropped out. Oh my God.
What the fuck? But there we tasted the first whiskey, and the guy who was giving the talk was like, I'm not going to tell you what the tasting notes are. And there are no right or wrong answers here. Everyone tastes what they taste, and I want us to just have a discussion about it. And people were like, you know, they're sniffing their own farts, thing. It's got a nose of, and they were, one guy was like, I'm getting burnt pomegranate. Pomegranate.
That's
it's like
specific.
I don't even know if I would get burnt pomegranate if I ate burnt pomegranate. Like
No.
I could not tell you what burnt pomegranate tastes like.
I'm not sure I could tell you what pomegranate tastes
No,
like.
exactly.
I've had
I don't know
many of the seeds in my
It's a
life.
pomegranate,
But
yeah, it's pomegranate coming through. And I was so tempted to just be like, I'm getting whiskey.
yeah,
Tastes like whiskey to me.
I always think about that guy in The Simpsons. Someone says, "Good gravy," and he goes, "Thanks, it's just brown and water." So that would have been good. I'm getting brown and water.
Malt.
Yeah.
But I ended up
Thyme. I'm tasting thyme.
after 2 or 3 drams. I became one of them, and I was like, I volunteered that I could taste cherry bakewell in one of the drams.
Because you could, or because you felt like you
Because I
wanted
felt-
to try and
no,
say something?
I was getting that sort of marzipan-y
Yeah.
cherryness
Okay.
in it.
Great. Yeah.
So
I love a cherry bakewell, by the way.
I do, yes.
One of my favourites.
Absolutely. And going around, I've been on a whiskey tour in a distillery in Scotland before, and it's like, 10 men being led around by the guy who runs the tours, and, there's always like 1 or 2 who are asking questions not because they want to actually know
yes.
the answer, but because they want to display their knowledge.
I've experienced that
of the thing.
on tours. Yeah, definitely.
The mash.
More of an observation than a
Mash.
question.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Of course, we all know in 1800s there was a ban on the here and this, but it's like, oh, shut up. We didn't all know that, did we?
I was just going to read because I thought it might make Rob interested and maybe sad. Just about talking about people being such experts in things that they come to dislike it. Have you ever read the Christopher Tolkien quote after all the films came out? So Christopher Tolkien was his son or grandson?
Son.
But the executor of the work and the estate. His quote was, "They eviscerated the book by making it an action movie for young people aged 15 to 25, and it seems that The Hobbit will be the same kind of film. Tolkien has become a monster, devoured by his own popularity and absorbed into the absurdity of our time. The chasm between the beauty and seriousness of the work and what it has become has overwhelmed me. The commercialization has reduced the aesthetic and philosophical impact of the creation to nothing. There is only one solution for me, to turn my head away."
Right.
I'm glad that's the solution. I was worried it was going to be worse than that.
I'm out.
yeah.
To jump off my
I'll
local...
burn it all to the ground.
I mean, that's like, I think fan entitlement taken to the extreme.
Is he a fan? Is he a fan?
Your dad wrote this stuff. It's everyone's. You don't own it. And
I literally do. I own it. I do own it.
You don't own
the idea,
the experience of enjoying it. Though.
Do you know what I would say is, in terms of what he said about the philosophy and the sort of the seriousness of the work and the beauty of the work, you get the sense that there's almost like a religious sense there, or like maybe is that sort of falling world, like the classics idea. Again, like there's a complexity to this, and I go back and forth. When you read about, 300 years ago, kids were being tutored. Was it like Queen Elizabeth was like she could speak languages, she could do complex maths. She was 9 years old or whatever. You go like, that isn't happening in the current. Like maybe we are really not. Maybe there are always phenomena, but maybe that. And then you're reading Greek, you're reading Latin, you're enjoying stuff in different languages. Maybe compared to that and the translation and the understanding those nuances, watching a big loud movie version of the Odyssey, maybe that is crass. I don't know. But then when I look at the Lord of the Rings movies, I think it was a genuine and sincere attempt to put something meaningful on the page.
Yeah.
And those big stories, I don't know if they're like less noble or worthwhile than like Norse poems about like guys just being strong and putting their hands in fire and tearing monsters apart. Like I think it delivers a similar thing for our age. I don't even know if it needs to be so refined. I don't know if there's like an elitism in that, and like the feelings that I have felt and millions of people have felt, and us and our people listening to this podcast, so many emotions watching Lord of the Rings.
I think
is it just that you like the movies though? Would you draw the line somewhere if there was like a Lord of the Rings
the
tots?
shit cartoons that we saw?
Right. yeah. If it was for like for kids, like tots, Lord of the Rings tots version,
The
yes, you're right. It was obviously a children's story, or just more of a sort of Marvel.
The Search for Gollum is where I'm going to.
Well, I just wouldn't watch those. I mean, I think that
turn your head away.
No, that's
quote
right.
from Christopher Tolkien is, it feels just there's a real sort of bitterness in there. I
That's what I'm asking though. Would you feel, because I
sad.
have definitely, there's so much Star Wars and some of it, a lot of it's not literally not for me. It is for children or whatever.
You got to make peace with the fact that not everything is for you, not everything's about you. In my opinion, like
definitely.
I went into a local bookshop recently, and there's loads of Odyssey, Odyssey stuff in there. No, not Waterstones.
You said it's the best bookshop in Bath.
I think it is the best.
Right. Why did you go to a different one then?
I said I went to a local bookshop.
Oh.
Not everything is Bath.
Oh,
it was
is.
actually the Barn Owl
What's
bookshop
outside of-
in Malmesbury. If you must know.
Well, why not? Promote them.
Very good bookshop.
There you go. As good as Waterstones in Bath?
I prefer the Barn Owl bookshop in Malmesbury to Waterstones in Bath.
We're
Shots
ranking
fired.
the wrong things here, by the way.
But they had like loads of like kids versions of the Odyssey, like adaptations of the Odyssey for kids to read.
Yeah.
And that's for that audience. And the Lord of the Rings films by Peter Jackson, yes, maybe they are, to be made palatable for the movie-going public to enjoy that story. I don't think that makes them any less. What's the word I'm looking for?
They're not
allowed, permissible.
They're like the grotesque slaughtering of the ideas that he's
it's not an abomination.
suggesting.
What does Christopher Tolkien want for these works to be locked away in a fucking abbey somewhere and never touched? And
I don't know.
I'm just saying maybe his opinion, his opinion is valid to him, I guess. His experience of Tolkien is different to ours.
I guess
he should,
it's
he should
important.
enjoy his experience of Tolkien and let others enjoy theirs.
Yeah, I think I can see
I feel
both
like
sides.
if anyone gets a pass, it might be Christopher Tolkien. But not from Rob.
No.
We should move on. We should rank. We're running
We're
out of
ranking
time.
our Nolan movies now.
Are we going to do the classic thing where we go top down? And
Not this again. Or bottom up.
Bottom up. In
Yeah.
ascending order.
Yeah, that's right. From our least favourite.
From our least favourite. And we should all do it. Our whole lists. You should do your whole list.
Well, this is what I was saying. Sure. Well,
When we've done like a draft before, we've said like my bottom film is this, and then someone's gone, oh, I've got that higher.
yeah.
I don't know how it works. We should have thought about this beforehand. We'll probably just have to say our lists in their entirety, won't we?
Well, I think it's more of a sense of drama if we go down, but it does suggest that we're going to have some kind of uniformity that we might not have.
Should we go line by line?
Let's go line by line. What's your least favourite film, Rob?
Tenet is in 12th for me.
Wow. Holy shit. Much higher for me. And then, Dave?
Dunkirk for me.
Dunkirk.
Dunkirk.
And for you? Admiral
Insomnia.
Dunkirk. Insomnia.
Is, yes. Insomnia.
So there you go. I think, and I just want to say, I think I said this in the last episode. I think this is going to be. I mean, there are 12 movies, so obviously there's going to be room for difference. But I think that's interesting. That I think we're all going to have quite different lists. Or certainly, I'd be surprised if we agree in many places.
I would say there's a big 5 or 6 movies in the middle where if you changed them all around, I wouldn't even notice.
Yeah,
in my own
I
list.
don't.
I'm like
necessarily disagree.
I like these about the same. What about your next one, Rob?
11th place.
11th place for me was Insomnia.
Dark Knight Rises for me.
I've got Dunkirk, so a little bit of a consensus.
Yeah.
Filtering in.
You had Insomnia as your least favourite, Nate.
Yeah. So me and
my
you
11th favourite.
not enjoying Insomnia.
No.
Next, Rob.
10th for me was Oppenheimer.
And for me.
Wow. Mine is The Dark Knight Rises. So again, some consensus in all directions there. Oppenheimer for me is much higher. That's interesting.
The Dark Knight
That's
Rises
because your Smaug sat on your pile of knowledge. Going, I really understood everything.
I
in this
get
movie.
physics now, so fuck you guys.
It was quite a slow movie, wasn't it? The conversations.
Have you guys ever thought about how time could either go on forever or stop? Either one would be weird. Anyway, next.
9th for me was Memento.
My goodness. For me, it was Insomnia.
For me, it was Batman Begins.
Poor Batman Begins.
It's just all right, isn't it? It's funny that
It's all
two
right.
of those Bat movies are so low down. But yeah, they are.
Yeah.
I mean, Memento's a good movie.
It is, yeah.
Everything above 9, I think, is a great movie.
They're all good. They're all good movies.
I would say
Makes
they're
me
all
certain.
good, and then there's just some I've got less enthusiasm for than
Yeah.
others. What's next?
And I found this, I tried to think about like what would I like to watch again. Like, I think Oppenheimer's a really good movie. I also don't think I'll ever watch it again.
Interesting.
And that,
I enjoyed it more the second time.
and
Just
that's,
bear that in mind.
I just can't be bothered to go again. And that's sort of partly how my thinking's come together. Rob, what's the next one for you?
In 8th place, I've got The Dark Knight Rises.
It's Tenet for me in 8th.
I have got Memento.
Really? Another Memento?
So we're not all slotted in. Memento's obviously going to come in quite high for you, Dave. I
It is.
guess. And and that's almost all of the tenets have been wrapped up. Mine's coming up shortly.
Where did you put Tenet, Dave?
There, 8th place.
8th place. And Nath hasn't put Tenet
He
down
hasn't.
yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My God. 7th place for me was Dunkirk.
Quite high.
Batman Begins for me.
Because Rob loves Brexit. That's why he's put that there. Which one was there?
Rob didn't enjoy Dunkirk, but then afterwards he decided
I
he
did.
had actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. Holy shit! Wait a minute. We should be cross-referencing this with opinions expressed during the pod. Sorry, Dave. What
I
was your
said
one?
Batman Begins.
Batman-
7th for
yeah,
me.
that's fair. We're in the sort of the middle.
Yeah.
The unexceptional, the slightly less exceptional, and mine was, sorry, mine are, the way I've ordered this is strange, so I'm having to check back. But The Odyssey for me.
In seventh.
Seventh, yeah. The Odyssey.
Okay.
Next.
Top 6 now. This is the top half.
Top 6.
Batman Begins is 6th for me.
It's The Dark Knight in 6th for me.
Tenet is 6th for me.
6th place.
Yeah, well, all I'm saying is I like Tenet better than Insomnia, Dunkirk, The Dark Knight Rises, Batman Begins, Memento, and The Odyssey. And I'm not sure. This is what I mean. If you swap that around, so it's like, do you actually like Memento better than Tenet? I'd be like, maybe. Or The Odyssey, maybe. Batman Begins probably not at that point. But yeah, I made it up.
No.
What can I say?
Yeah, it's all made up.
I made up. So this is our top 5s.
What was your 6th, Dave?
The Dark Knight.
Dark Knight.
Maybe you should just do your top 5 now.
Okay. So my top 5. In 5th place, The Prestige.
Yeah.
In 4th place, The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
In 3rd place, The Odyssey.
Ooh.
I really like The Odyssey. In 2nd place, Inception. And in 1st place, Interstellar. The eyes have it.
Interesting, yeah.
The eyes have it.
Except for Insomnia. Dave, what about you? Top 5?
My top 5. In 5th place, it's The Odyssey. In 4th, it's Inception. In 3rd, it's Memento. In 2nd, it's The Prestige. And in 1st, it's Interstellar.
Interesting that we have there's quite a similar spread of movies here. My top 5, The Dark Knight, Oppenheimer. And I thought about this a lot because I didn't love Oppenheimer, but I was really struck by, I just thought it was really good. I thought this is such a good film.
Yeah.
And I'm getting more from it this second time. There's so much I enjoy here and the ideas are landing more. So Oppenheimer. But again, do I like it more than The Dark Knight? Now I think about it, no. I'm really pulling this apart. The Dark Knight, number 5. Number 4, Oppenheimer. Number 3, Interstellar. Number 2, The Prestige. Number 1, Inception. And I could swap those 2 around as well if you want.
It's all right. You leave it.
So I think we have to conclude that the Interstellar is collectively our top Nolan movie.
Yeah.
1 and 3.
And The Prestige and Inception are uniformly...
Where did you have Inception, Dave?
liked.
I had Inception in 4th place.
I had it in 2nd and Nathan 1st.
So it's all...
that's
And The
ranked very
Prestige was
Second.
2nd for you and I. And
5th for me.
5th for you. So maybe a 3rd place.
Do we
for
all have The
Prestige.
Dark Knight in our top 5?
4th for me.
6th for me.
But also high.
Yeah.
Wow.
Definitely the best Batman of his Batman.
So we're all agreed that Interstellar, Inception, The Dark Knight and The Prestige are good films that Christopher Nolan has
Yeah.
made.
Oh, yeah.
And thank you for listening for 3 months. So you could...
It's all right now, women. You can come out. We'll talk about you now.
It's certainly an impressive slate of movies as well.
I mean,
think.
this is why if I was a decision maker in a top movie studio, I would be like, yeah, you can have $300 million, Christopher Nolan, because I know you're likely to make me $1 billion.
Yeah. I don't think it's quite a safe, everything's like the variance, the level of variance, there's no like massive miss or huge
also,
clanger or...
In terms of box office, so I as I said, I got this up on my spreadsheet. The Following it made 126, so I guess that's probably re-releases now. Memento made 40 million, which for an indie surprise was a decent amount. Insomnia made 113, which it was fine, I think, and especially at that time, but not huge. Batman Begins, I guess pre-Marvel era, pre-MCU, 373 million. So not like a mega hit.
Wow, that feels quite low.
But then
for
the
that.
budget probably was relatively low. I'm not
Yeah.
quite sure what the budget was. But yeah, it wouldn't fly in today's superhero world, but obviously enough to keep it going. Prestige, 109 million. So again, not a big one. I don't know how expensive that was. Then The Dark Knight, $1 billion. Almost
Blimey.
on the nose. So that, and compared to Batman Begins, suddenly that's huge.
Yeah.
Inception, 837 million. So then this is this incredible sort of run rate. Dark Knight Rises, very slightly more, almost 1.1 billion. Interstellar, 715 million for a fucking original idea, new IP.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Dunkirk, 527. Tenet in lockdown, 365. Oppenheimer, 975. I'd be so tempted to just re-release that loads until it made $1 billion. And the Odyssey, which is 1.1 billion and counting.
So the Odyssey is going to be the biggest one, probably.
Yeah, if you adjust it for inflation, I think that the Batmen are probably the
Dark Knight
biggest.
Rises. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's consistently around like the high 100 billion mark now.
Yeah.
He's still not James Cameron levels of, like Avatar's doing like 2 billion.
Yeah, just
The Marvel movies, like they're getting to the 1 billion threshold. That's almost like
that's a hit.
It's expected now. It
Yeah,
feels
there's like 4
to
or
me.
5 films a year if they're hits. So like Toy Story did it this year, didn't it? And
Did it?
Yeah.
Toy Story 5 has come out to so little
I know.
fanfare.
Just making.
Like I was looking at the cinema, I was trying to find when I could go and see the Odyssey again, and saw Toy Story 5 that was there, and I didn't even know it was out yet.
It's not for us, I guess. That's the thing. Even as parents, I guess you guys.
I asked my daughter if she wanted to go and see it. She's like, "No."
Yeah, he said that's that
I
time.
was like, I would quite like to see that, but I can't go.
The
on my own.
Mario movie, widely regarded as a piece of shit, made $1 billion as well.
Not the
second one.
not the Bob Hoskins one.
No.
That
Fine.
is a piece of shit. I won't even hear
So was it
There's
called
no
I
Super,
won't hear a
subjective-
positive word about
I
it.
won't. It's
was it
terrible.
Super Mario Galaxy or was it, I don't know which one it was.
Yeah, which is the second one, right? The first one
Yeah, second one this year.
was well liked, I think, but the second one not so much.
Yeah,
But still did good.
and Spider-Man.
But that's the thing, isn't it? Like all of these movies that we've discussed are from huge franchises.
Yeah.
Whereas Nolan is himself bringing a lot, and obviously with his leading
He is the
people.
franchise.
How much
But-
money do you think Nolan would make if he did make just like I don't know. What if he made the next? I know he's not. Villeneuve's making the next Bond movie, but if Nolan was given something like that,
I can see him doing a Bond, definitely.
I mean, he's wanted to. I can't believe he's.
He talked about it. I think he talked about it then. I think he asked and they said no, but then I think that now he said he's kind of got it out of his system. He's done Tenet. He's done Inception. It's pretty Bond.
Now
He should
that
just do Bond though.
the rights have moved, maybe they'll be more up for it.
Maybe.
Who knows? He's not. I'm sure he's got a few more films in him yet.
Well, we've got to wrap this up.
We
That's our final opinion on Christopher Nolan
That's
films
the end of
that
it.
you will hear from us.
Interstellar's the best one, even though I didn't think so.
But
That's
please
official.
do share your opinions on Christopher Nolan. Continue to share them in the mailbag, on the comments on Patreon. We will be back with a bonus episode on Wednesday.
Yeah, we don't know what that is. And also, we were going to tell everyone what our plan was in this episode, but we haven't completely finalised it yet.
We will tell you, though, on Patreon, so keep your eyes peeled.
Yes. Don't forget, you can just sign up as a free member to see
Yeah.
those sorts of things. So if you're just a curious listener, make sure you sign up to the free tier of the Patreon, so you hear from us when we're late with an episode, or we've got a great idea for an episode, or whatever it may
Make
be.
it sound like we're late all the time.
No, just we're not.
The episodes drop precisely when we mean them to.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Thank you again for all of your emails. Please do continue to send them. Our email address is redshirtcinemaclub@gmail.com. Captains and commanders, we will see you on Wednesday for the bonus episode. Otherwise, we will see you next Monday. Who knows what it's going to be, but keep your eyes peeled to the Patreon to find out. You've been listening to Redshirt Cinema Club. If you're enjoying the podcast, please consider supporting us on Patreon. Just check the link in the description. We'd also love to hear from you. Email us at redshirtcinemaclub@gmail.com or follow us on social media. We'll be back with another episode next Monday. See you then.